Not only was I LDS for 40 years, but I do a lot of traveling in, around, back and forth in Utah. I have lived 4 days out of every week for the past 3 years, literally on the streets of Salt Lake, as I don't have a home here. I watch, I listen, and I observe you firsthand. I take notes of your attitudes, your speech patterns, and what you focus on in your conversations. I see and hear and smell the pride of this culture in the fine things that the church has done for you in your life, for your standard of living, for your families. I've listened to countless conversations you have with each other on airplanes. And behind me, to the side of me, to the front of me, all of them. I listen as your mouths reveal the contents of your hearts. I've made notes on what you hear, what I see and hear all day long. And I'd like to speak to the women of stalwart Mormonism right now. The more stately, the more accomplished, the more well-dressed and wealthy, the upper echelon LDS women. You know who you are. You wear it on your face. You have fine homes and you have scrubbed families. You're well kept and cared for, proud of your children and grandchildren, and you live your life under the bubble of Mormon culture and material success. The church is everything to you. Now, please understand, I'm not bitter towards you. I actually understand your mindset and your attitude. You see, Mormonism has worked for you, hasn't it? It has made you comfortable, even if it hasn't worked for all your children, but it has made you and possibly your husband comfortable and happy, and this is all in the end that really seems to matter. I've heard dozens of you echo the sentiments of your late prophet Gordon B. Hinckley by saying to me to my face, "All I have and all I am I owe to the church." Not to Jesus, but to the church. But do you know what I see when I meet and listen to you? Do you know what you remind me of in your fine homes and your scrubbed appearances and your Mormon modest apparel? You remind me of a mafia wife who purposely lives in denial of the truth about what your husband actually does, or in this case, what your church has stood for in the past. All of you really care about is how it affects you now and your comfortability. So by keeping yourself free from the facts, it allows you to peacefully achieve your own selfish desires. You don't want to know what your husband, in this case the church, has done in order to provide you with this life and culture. You don't want to know the history. That would be too painful, and you couldn't live with that. So you live your life in a semi-state of denial. You shut your eyes and your ears and your heart, and you demand all your family do the same. When something unpleasant rears up and forces you to actually see, you look the other way, or you think something positive, or you click your heels and say, "Take me away." Why? Fear and selfishness. When someone ugly comes along, someone like me, and mentions to you what your husband does for a living, you cover your ears and scream, "It's not true, it's not true, you're a liar." All your life is then challenged, your very existence called into question. But in your heart of hearts, you wonder. I pray that the day will come when the truth will mean more to you than your own creature comforts and protection.